Alright, this is this thing. Alright, cool. So, welcome to my terrible YouTube channel with like 10 subscribers. Today we're doing a tier list video on the stands in the game Your Bizarre Adventure. I've got my friend Chris here to help me out with this. Alright.
Yo,
Alright, so where shall we start? Let's just start with Tusk Act 3. First, I want to change these because amazing, great, and okay all can mean the same thing if you do it the right way, so
yeah,
probably. Let's just go with the classic SABCD. Alright, so I don't really want
that
to start
works.
with Tusk Act 3, so I'm gonna just pull out a stand here. Hold up. I feel like we're missing stands, but we're not. Okay, that's Beach Boy. You know what, let's start with a classic one. And this is Mr. President. So, the thing with Mr. President,
Mhm.
in my opinion, is it depends on what you're using it for. Because that's why stand tier lists, I hate them, because it depends on what you're ranking them for. Yeah.
True. In base
So
combat, I don't think it's that good.
for the sake of this tier list, we are going to say that this is in a strictly 1v1 with no specs added. All right? Strictly a 1v1 with no specs. All right? Just for the sake of this tier list. So we have some clarity, because like if this was if this is like a 1v5 kind of thing or with specs, then it would probably alter it a lot.
It would
Because,
be altered.
oh god, I remember the freaking sword Mr. President Steel Ball Run meta. That was
Oh
toxic.
boy.
Alright. It was just, if you got hit by the E, there wasn't much you could do. You were just dead because it's a 40-second stun, because that was a good idea. And then they nerfed it, so yeah. But I mean, the E's pretty slow, so if you got hit by it, it was kind of your fault. I'm thinking either like C or D, because if you don't have a spec, you can yoink people, and this is in a 1v1 scenario, right? So your heal isn't going to be that useful. Now, you can hop in and out of the room, but I'm thinking this is a solid like C or D tier. What do you think?
I'd say C at best.
C at best, yeah. We'll put it in D tier for now. All right. Tusk Act 1. Now, I haven't used this stand a lot, and I never see it. So, hold
Oh,
up.
so depends on how you use Tuskak 1. At one point in Steel Bar Run, I wiped the server with Tuskak 1.
Yeah,
Really slow down the horses to a huge extent, but you need some sharp aim to do that.
yeah. But this is in a
In a
1v1
1v1, no.
scenario without a spec. So, wait, what are
Oh,
these
okay.
moves, actually? Yeah, I'm definitely qualified to be making a tier list if I don't even know the moves of half the stands on here, right? That's how this works,
Definitely.
right?
He has this guard break rectangle now.
All right, let's scroll.
Guard.
All right, Tusk Act
And his
1.
regular no shots just shoot
All
at the
right,
victim.
so we're okay, damage boost, but we're not talking about specs. Okay, so 5 shots. All right, looks pretty decent, but we know how projectiles are in this game. They never work. All right, you got a little bit of a slash going here. All right, big nail shot, a health regen move, and the glide. All right, so basically what you're going to be doing is you're just going to be running and spamming your projectiles the whole time, which is kind of fine, I guess. It's unfun for the person playing against you. But
Pretty metaphor at
you
best.
go up something like a King Crimson and you're gonna get folded. So I'm gonna say this is C tier. Because if you go against something like a Gold Experience, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna like you're gonna be able to put up a fight because you're not gonna be in range reasonably if you use your abilities well. So,
Yeah, yeah.
also, for the sake of tier list, let's assume that the people using these stands and the people in the 1v1s actually know how to use the stands, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna say that's a C tier for now. Let's just do all the Tusk acts. Alright, Tusk
Attack
Act
2,
2,
put that in C. Put that in C2. It's
C,
mostly the same.
mostly
It's
the same.
maybe a bit higher damage.
So basically the same thing, higher damage. Let's check that.
Yeah, same
Alright,
thing.
same thing, same thing. Golden rectangle nail. So this one is basically the same exact thing except your nail rectangles, and then you got the wormhole nail. So basically same deal, but we'll put it in I'd say low B or high C.
Actually, high C, high C.
We'll put it above Tuskak. Okay. Tuskak 3. Now this one actually
Okay,
can give
that's
a fight.
okay. That's big. That's a good one.
Yeah. Because you got the damage now, and you've got the extra moves, and you got the uppercut.
So cool too.
Oh my god, you're turning into a robot. So, with the deal with Tuskak 3 is it contradicts itself with some of its moves. So you see, if you want to use your uppercut, right? You go with the stand, which is why and your whole thing with Tusk, what you want to do is you want to kite them out, right? You want to run away. That's your whole deal. So you go in with Wormhole Uppercut and you basically just killed yourself. Because this move can be blocked, right? Or do they
Yeah,
have to? Okay,
and
well, it
perfect
can be
block is pretty
parried.
fair.
So they just parry it, right? Because we're saying that both of the people are good in the
Yep.
game. And then you just get the crap beaten out of you because no specs, right? And what you
Yeah,
can
you'll
do
get
is you
punished
can
for that.
slash people or you can use your golden rectangle after. But if you're perfect
There's
blocks,
metacore damage too, so I really don't recommend it.
we'll put it in low B for now. Because
Yeah.
if you can get your stuff off, also, okay, Beach Boy, right?
Oh
When
boy, it
Beach Boy
depends on how you
first
use
came
that.
out, I hated the game. Oh my god. It was so
Oh
annoying.
my god.
And then you just realize that literally all of its moves are just terrible because they bring you. The whole thing with Beach Boy is you're like supposed to be mid range, right? So all the stands like King Crimson, right? They're not supposed to be able to fight you
Yeah.
because you can permastun them and then throw them away with your moves. But you can just parry and then they just brought you to them. B tier.
Yep.
Alright, Tusk Act 4. Now, deal with Tusk Act 4, right? It's that one. It's like the big bad. Everyone's like, "Oh, you can't fight Tusk Act 4. Oh, it's super good, right?" Now it does have some decent melee capabilities and range capabilities, and of course it's got its beatdown, which does negative
Pretty much your
damage.
mid-range stand right there.
Yeah, and then it's got its pierce. So I'd say if a Tusk user without a spec knows what they're doing, I'd say this is an A tier.
Yeah, A tier.
A tier or B tier. Now the reason why I'm not putting it in S tier is because it's easily punishable. So, first of all, your little teleport move, right? Now, I don't maybe this got updated from the last time I've actually been hit by one of these uppercut moves, but I'm pretty sure that I played the game today and literally just normally blocked it. If that move was a block break, right? This stand would be like S tier
It's the S
easily.
tier.
Because first of all, you've got good clicks and ER, right? You've got good kite.
Yep.
You have a heal. You have a beatdown and a passive that makes it that your things can't be reflected, and you have mobility, and you have targeted abilities.
Time stop movement too.
Time stop movement too, which basically is infinite at this point. So
It's
if that
passive in the
move,
game.
because again, what I'm saying is it's not. I can't say it's contradictory now because with Tusk is just a walking confusion. Like, do you want to go in or do you want to kite? Now, what's nice about Tusk is the last time I used it, right? You were able to chain your abilities into each other to get a nice combo going. So, a good Tusk user, I might put this in low S to be honest.
Yeah, low
We'll
S.
keep
Now
it in,
that you think of it.
we'll keep it in high A for now. All right. So normal D4C.
Oh
Now
boy.
this is my beef with this stand, right? Everyone uses it wrong. Okay, now here's a bit of my D4C Love Train main coming in. Everyone uses this stand wrong. Every single person. Everyone with this stand, they get Hamon, they hold down G, and they hit the E button. That's all they know how to do. I have not seen a D4C user actually use their stand correctly. They just run away and spam abilities, which doesn't work against people that know what they're doing. D4C, it's got some good base damage. It's got some nice outplay potential. I might put this in high B or like mid A. I'm gonna put it in like mid A for now because it's a very good stand. Because like, look, let's take a look here, right? You got high damage, right? You have a ranged move. You have clones. You have a mobility ability, and you can go into a dimension, right? Now your dimension is kind of useless in a 1v1 unless you're running away. But in a 1v1, you can do all these kinds of things to people because people often forget that you have a clone swap, right? But if we're
Yep.
talking about good people, they're going to know that you have a clone swap, so they're going to be ready for it. What they're not going to expect is doing something like going into your dimension, putting the clone behind where they were, or behind a tree if this is the 1v1 thing, and then just using it for like a flank or a chain combo or something. Because like I'm not sure if this is still in the game anymore, but the last time I did, I was only able to do this a couple times. It's kind of inconsistent, but it's still a thing that you can do because I kind of suck. But what you can do is you can use an ability and then you can use your heavy punch, right? Or your gun or your explosion, anything that has knockback. And you can clone swap into the knockback to continue your combo before they get their invincibility frames.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is pretty good. I'm just gonna put it in A tier for now because D4C Love Train just S.
Yes.
Funny 1.9 damage barrage. That's all I can say. And then plus you've got the other stuff with the D4C. All right. What should we do next? How about Joker's neutral special? Because you haven't heard that joke before. What we? Oh boy, that. Oh wow, that's laggy. Okay.
Oh boy.
Uh, so what we thinking with Sex Pistols? It just got the rework, right?
Yep, got the it has the rework right now.
So one thing I've noticed about it is I'm hovering like between A and B. Like if I had to, I'd put it like right here or right here. Because the thing with Sex Pistols is, yeah, it's got its infinite combo, but you can just kind of avoid it if you can sense it coming.
Yeah, keep in mind we're
We're
talking
talking,
about not having a spec.
and yeah, I mean you don't have a spec too.
Yeah, I know that. On its own, it's pretty meh.
It's actually pretty decent on its own. You've got your
Yeah,
infinite combo, which, and if we're talking about
it's a
skilled
solid
players,
kit.
it if we're talking about skilled players, they're actually going to be able to land it. So that's something. But the
These
thing
good
is,
stuns.
if you're playing, it depends because the whole thing with stand tiers is every stand is both the best stand in the game while also being the worst stand in the game at the same time because every stand counters every stand. That's why making tier lists is so hard. So in the vast majority of fights, right, against meta stands like time stop stands and things like that and Killer Queen. Now you do have the advantage of being able to dash out of stun locks, which is very annoying. But one thing about their dash, right,
Yeah, true.
has a
Yeah, the
dash,
dash. You can
has a
always that.
dash and a teleport and a time stop. Dash teleport, sorry, dash teleport and time stop. Dash and ragdoll plus immunity to your entire kit. Uh,
That
dash
spammy
and
ice
a
glacier.
dash and a move that says you're gonna sit here and you can't do anything about it. 12-hour stun and a counter. Stand takeaway move. Ranged, right? Has a speed up. Uh, Same deal with King Crimson. Also has a move that can lock you in place, right?
Yeah.
Has the we've all been you literally can't shoot this mother because he's running at the speed of okay, sorry guys, I said the no word. We'll cut that out in the post editing. You literally can't shoot this guy. This guy runs at you really fast and takes away your stand, right? This guy just point and click moves on you and you can't do anything. So I'm saying it's like right here. Because a good Sex Pistols user can just negate all of what I just said. And we're talking about people that are good at the stands, so the world user, whatever, would be able to say, hey, this is what he's going to do. This is what I need to do to counter it. So that's why we're putting it there. White Album. I'm having PTSD to White Album's meta when it was White Album boxing, and you literally could not deal damage to them unless you had freaking vampire boxing. Oh my god, vampire boxing was a thing, and it made me sad.
Oh boy.
Oh god, yeah. So, oh wow, that's laggy. Um, Holy crap. Okay, I just have to let go of my mouse now. I don't get it. This website is so laggy. Oh, well, okay. That's not good.
Ruh-roh.
We're gonna. All right, there we go. All right, we're up. Okay, yeah, we're up to speed now. I'm gonna say White Album's like a low B tier, right? Now, the reason I'm saying that is because it exists as a counter to anything ranged. It exists as a counter to kite stands. But if you go against a stand like Crazy Diamond, right? Or Killer
Yep.
Queen, your whole gimmick is useless because they're just gonna fold you over and spank you. Because your whole thing is you run around real fast, right? But when your stand gets crashed, you're kind of screwed because you've got nothing to do with yourself. The other thing with this is you never see White Album, and this is without a spec. If this was White Album with a spec, I'd put him in A tier. Because if you
Here,
have
yeah.
any kind
He
of
deserves
damage
an A tier.
reduction, like you get passive damage reduction, which is actually I'm gonna put him.
Now, a mobility debuff too for your opponents.
I'm gonna put
So it immediately makes you outspeed everyone else.
yeah. That's also really good. I'm gonna do
If you have the
this.
skill points though.
Um, yeah. All right, moving on. Let's just go in order. Oh no. All right, purple. Hey,
Okay.
okay.
So this is a weird. So this is like
Oh,
a
whoa,
weird
oh,
case.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not get too hasty here, King Crimson. What you doing on here? All right, we'll address King Crimson later. Purple Haze. I'd say that's a solid B tier.
E tier, yeah.
Oh, why are you here? Why are you here, King Crimson?
I think with the vampire spec, purple haze would probably be an A tier. Not an,
Yeah,
but
Purple Haze is pretty good. Or if we're talking about 1v1ing like 1v3 or something or Steel Ball Run, it
it's a
would be
good stand
higher.
to use when you're being teamed
No
up.
one ever used it in Steel Ball Run inside a comp though, which I don't understand why, because it's so good. Now people are
I've
just like,
seen a few people
oh,
use it, but not right.
okay, well, it's not like, okay, so it's not good, it's just you can be good with it to the extent that you can punish 80% of the people in Steel Ball Run, because people who play Steel Ball Run, like 80% of the time, are stupid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Not to mention their
Because, well,
teamers, so might be good for that.
because now you're probably thinking, oh, so I just probably offended like the 6 people that are watching this video from Reddit, but the thing is, with the people in Steel Ball Run, right? Most of them are just there for the quest. If you're talking competitive, you've got those 2 PvP gods. You've got that one guy that's basically the Joker, and then you've just got everybody else who's just there trying to get wins they won't get. Or you've got that one Star Platinum the World guy, right? Who thinks he's super cool because he
Yeah.
can time stop and push beat down. And then he just gets clapped by someone who has a basic understanding of game mechanics. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna put this in between these two. I think I'm pretty solid with this. Because the deal with Purple Haze is all of its moves are cancelable easily. So you fight something against a meta stand, like let's talk about Love Train here, right? You put them in your poison, they push the H key.
Wait, shouldn't the poison be able to affect
It
Love Train since it's like a gas or something? Since I remember some dude was hit in a time stop and the gas still affected him there.
Oh yeah, that does happen, but the thing with Love Train is I tested this today actually. The Love Train usually just doesn't take damage from the smoke, but it doesn't reflect.
Oh, okay.
So you wait for them to blow all their moves, and then by then your love train's probably running out. And then you just get on top of them and beat them to death. Now, a good purple haze user is going to kite you out. But the thing is, if you're fighting a meta stand, all of the meta stands have gap closers. And that's for a reason. It's because we're in a meta where that's just what you need to have to be a good stand.
Oh, and counters too.
Counters are decent, but, like, let's be real. Counters, I'll talk about this when we get to a stand like Gur later, but I'll talk about that later. What my opinion is on that. Killer Queen. Oh, wait, no, we gotta move King Crimson. King Crimson, uh, probably A tier. Low A tier. Because we're talking specless here. So you got your chop, got your impale, good crowd control. You've got your mobility skills. You still have epitaph, right? You've got high destructive power. It's pretty much everything you'd want in a stand. Now the thing is, if we're against good players, they're just gonna parry it. But what you can do is you can kind of expect that they're trying to parry it and use something in that aspect to play around them. So if you time a race and then someone immediately blocks after to try and parry your impale that they think is coming, you can just wait for their block, and then as soon as they take away their block, you can impale them, right? Or another thing you can do is you can wait for the parry. You can wait 1 second, and if they still have their block up, then you can block break them. Now a thing that they could do alternatively is they could um juke you out and parry you, but that's just mind games, and that's no longer the stand being good or bad. So you've got the tools to do stuff. King Crimson's a noob crusher stand, so I actually kind of want to put it like high B tier, but I just don't think that would do it justice. Because if a King Crimson lands its combo on you, you're like half health or worse. If you don't have a spec, you're probably like 20% health if he lands his full combo and does it well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that's reasonable.
All right. Because I kind of want to put it there. What are your thoughts on this one? Do you think we should put it in like low A or high B?
I think low A because honestly, Case because at one point KC was able to pull a full one tap combo,
Yeah.
and since the impale actually does some bleed damage, I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it
you could
does. It
actually
does a
follow it.
decent amount of bleed damage. Both of
Like
it has its chop too, so that's a
you
lot
can
of bleed
combo
damage.
with it with almost you can combo it with almost any other move it has.
Yeah.
The chop, then
It
you have the
does
impale.
it is very user friendly with its combos, yeah. Let's go with my other main, Silver Chariot Requiem. So, thing with Silver Chariot Requiem, right? You can't kite him. He will get on top of you one way or another. And when he does, he's gonna tickle you to death. Cause his damage is horrible. His main strength is from his damage reduction, his mobility. Now you're probably like, oh, you're slowed. Well, no, you have your Y move. So if you're going like that, his damage resistance, however that may be, his crowd control. That's where his strength is. And then his extra arrow barrage. I have no idea why that's there. I guess so. A full combo from a the I'm putting it in S, and here's why. If you land your H move, which is pretty much impossible to miss, you're gonna half health someone or worse with its new barrage move. That's just the reality. And a good Silver Chariot Requiem, you're not gonna get to play the game at all. You're not gonna get to have fun. If this was a with specs tier list, I'd put it S plus. I would literally make a tier just for it because I think it's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, stand in the game. Now the whole thing with Tusk Act 4, I don't think it should. I get why it does pierce it, but from a canon standpoint, it makes me sad because no. But yeah. So basically anything with a pierce just kind of screws it. The only pierces I'm kind of aware of right now though are just Tusk, because the World Over Heaven's pierce is damage. But yeah, so there's that. Um, Gold Experience Requiem,
Oh, but S. Actually, no.
because it's
N-
specless.
Without a spec, it's gonna be B.
Without it, yeah, that's how I'm thinking. Because without a spec, the main strength of Gur is just its raw burst with Hamon. You just pick a person, remove, and then you wait for your combo and you do it again. Now, a good Gur, I'm gonna make the argument for like right here. Because a good Gur is going to know how to use their abilities to get the max value out of them and to construct the combo that they need to do the most damage. Because we're talking 1v1 specless on both sides. So you're not going to like need that spec because Gur does good damage already. And we're talking about someone without damage resistance. So you're still going to be doing like decent damage because its abilities still do like 30 damage each if they hit its monsters. Now, it's not as ludicrous as 61,
Ugh.
but it's still a lot of damage, and you just do a good combo, and then you chain it into another, and they're probably screwed. Alright, King Crimson Requiem,
B.
right next to Gur. Actually, alright, now
Because
here's
KC.
here's here's where everyone's gonna get pissed at me, right? If I put it below King Crimson, I'm gonna get murdered. If I put it above King Crimson, I'm gonna get murdered. There's no good solution to this. Because, alright, now I used to be King Crimson Requiem main, so King Crimson Requiem mains, I get ya, right? I get ya. But in my opinion, so there's two. Okay, I think that all in all, King Crimson is a better stand than King Crimson Requiem because of its crowd control, right? Now, King Crimson Requiem has crowd control, but it's less reliable because it's very easy to miss if you don't know what you're doing. And I'm putting it here, and you'll see why. So basically, King Crimson does a lot of things, right? One, it's got crowd control. It's a very excellent Vanguard stand. It's good at disrupting large groups of enemies. It's good at 1v1ing you. It's good at 2v1ing you, 1v2ing you. It's got a counter. It's got all the stuff you want to stand. King Crimson Requiem's only good at one thing, and that's making you wish you were never born. So, like, it just has less utility. But this is a 1v1, so murdering someone is the objective here. So that's why it's higher. I'm going to put it right under Gur because, yeah. And with all the nerfs it got, like, King Crimson Requiem, the thing is now we're talking about skilled people. If we were saying, like, a tier list on how good a stand is with skill, just regardless, without any situations, this would be in like S tier, S plus, because King Crimson Requiem is one of the, like the highest skill caps in the game. Now I know someone's gonna get angry at me because I said that, but to you I say, okay, I don't have anything to say. I just okay, I respect your opinion. I don't know, but in my opinion, it's one of the highest skill caps. Now this is probably just me being biased, but there's lots of you can tell. Now let's be real. If you fight a bad King Crimson Requiem versus a good King Crimson Requiem, you can tell the difference, right? And that should say something. Cuz King Crimson Requiem's got a lot of combos, and if you add a spec, oh boy. All right, Magician's Red, B tier. Actually
Yeah,
no.
B.
I could
Actually,
argue
no.
for
I'd say
I could
A.
argue for C. I'm not going to put it cuz here's the thing. Magician's Red extremely predictable. You know exactly what it's going to do at all times. It's just going to use its T move, right? You can dash backwards to negate half of its damage. If he goes in melee, he just loses.
True.
If he lands his full combo, you're going to get half health. But it's easy to predict. So you just try to. Also, you can. Um. Wait, actually, I need to check this because I don't want to say false information. I am pretty sure you can perfect block its. Oh, it doesn't say. I'm pretty sure that it's a grab move. Because I know you can at least You will get block breaked if you block red bind. I'm pretty sure. But I think you can also parry its grab. So if he goes in for the grab, right? Now this is specless. If it was vampire, probably A tier. I'm gonna say like right next to White Album. Because Purple Haze, White Album, these guys are all the stands that they're annoying to fight, but they're not really amazing. All right, Purple, Hermit Purple, C tier. It doesn't have a spec. It needs Hamon to be good.
Or vampire. Vampire or Hamon are both viable.
Vampire is actually, yeah, Vampire is very underrated. I'm putting it
It,
right there.
because it does more damage with vampire than with Hamon.
Yeah. Hierophant Green. Okay.
Ooh, I guess that one's kind of a weird case.
Yeah, because Hierophant Green is either what's interesting about it is it's either like the meta or it's just garbage.
Like,
I can't think of a time when it's been just a decent stand. It's either been OP or garbage.
it's like never consistent, but again, that's kind of depending on the user or who uses it.
Yeah, because it can do a lot of like an annoyance because you can't perfect block its ability most
You're just
times.
stunned.
You're just stunned, but that's only if you walk into it like an idiot. So,
Pro tip: if you stun someone with Hierophant Green, use Pilot Mode and go closer to them. Emerald Splash does more damage that way,
yeah.
and that's why it's busted like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot. Because a good Hierophant Green is gonna have the tools to exploit melee ham going stands weaknesses, but eventually they'll gap close onto it and just murder the user. Cream, solid B
Mm.
tier. I'm thinking like right here. Actually, this might be the strongest B tier that we have so far. Because let's look. You've got a gap closer that does the work for you and takes away limb. You've got an AoE move that makes you untargetable. Now, keep in mind you can block this move, which is kind of stupid because you're a void ball of death, but assuming you hit it, you're going to do lots of damage with this stand. And then also you have your dimension, which no one ever uses right, let's be real. But I think that this is a solid B tier.
Yeah, I'd say B.
Hand.
With respect, it's A.
Yeah, with spec it's A. Hand.
Um, Same case of Cream, to be honest. It doesn't do too much, but at the same time, it is
I'm putting
decent.
it low A because because first of all you have to perfect block its abilities, but its abilities are so slow that you can kind of just almost do it consistently. But a good hand user is gonna know what to do to get around that. They're gonna find a way to bait you because not everyone is Okiasu, and also hand users. God, I love hand users because most of the time what I'm doing if I'm on my main, right? If I'm playing on my maiden heaven or if I'm playing on my D4C, right? I walk up if a Hamon user's trying to fight me. I know exactly what they're gonna do. If they have a sword, I know that they're gonna hit the B button, they're gonna go behind me, and they're gonna erasure me. So what do? I just wait for that to happen, right? Because you
Yeah.
can't let me double check this. Because now the thing is, the reason why people hate that so much is because the sword B move, right? Is it still B? Yeah. So here's the thing. That is going to give you a frame where you're unable to block, and that's when they're going to do it, right? That's where they're going to race, because you can't parry it, right? So if you can see the animation starting for the teleport, which it is instant, but you can kind of just know if you've played the game long enough when someone's going to use the instant slash. You just block that, and because the erasure is so slow, you unblock and re-parry, and then they're just kind of screwed. Now, a good one is probably going to do like some bullcrap with aerial ace and stuff, but this is without a spec. So what are they going to do? They're going to pull you towards you. Okay, wow, it's pretty obvious what's happening next. They're either going to barrage you, which they lose because they're the hand without a spec. They're going to punch you, which you can just block because you can block during mouse ones now. They're going to right click you, which you can just parry. They're gonna R you, which you can just parry. They're gonna race you, which you can just parry. But a good hand user, as I'm saying, they're gonna find a way. So that's why I think it's A tier. Gold experience normal.
Mm,
B.
B.
I'd throw it like right there,
Yeah.
just because of its sustain.
They lowered the beatdown, but they lowered the
Yeah, the
beatdown
beatdown
cooldown,
is
so it can
really
actually
kind of
do.
yeah, it can do
So it's,
quite a lot now because the beatdown. I actually might move this in.
like it's a good stand, I'd say.
Yeah, it's good stand because the beatdown now, what you can do with it, right? It's my friend was actually doing this the other day. He beat down me because it was funny and haha whatever. And literally like not even 10 seconds later, he just did it again. I'm like, wait, what? Now it doesn't do lots
Yeah,
of damage. It's just annoying, but still. Okay, sticky
you can
fingers.
outlast your opponents with healing too.
Sticky fingers. A tier. A tier. Now sticky fingers. Here's the thing with it. Lots of damage. Gap closer. Gap closer can be parried. And it is kind of obvious when, but again, good one's gonna know what you're thinking. They're gonna play around it somehow. They're gonna find a way. So it's got a very user-friendly combo. Its combo is good. It has an advantage in the aspect that 90% of the time when they erase you, you just get bugged. When they get rid of your limb, you just get bugged. But yeah, it's a very good stand in my. It's a very solid stand. Um, yeah, solid stand. Okay, there we go. Moving on. No, okay, Aerosmith. Where are we putting this?
Hmm.
With all the, I think I might just put this at high to C tier, cause it doesn't do damage anymore. Cause they just gutted it. It doesn't do damage anymore. You just beat them up. What are they gonna do? They don't have a spec. I remember like about a year ago, I would be putting this right there or right there, but rip Aerosmith users. Am I right?
F.
Can we get an F in the chat for the Aerosmith users? Star Platinum. We're putting this I'd say this is like A tier, to be
A
honest.
tier. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this right there. The reason I'm saying it's better is it does have look, I need to check this because once again I don't want to spread wait, these are evolved stands. I don't want to spread false information. How much damage is spread? 1.5. Okay, so actually D4C has higher destructive power than it just normally. I thought only Love Train had higher. Whatever. So you are a Star Platinum main. What are your insights on Star Platinum?
I think the best moves it has is the inhale and this. What was it?
Starfinger?
It was yes, Thunder. Because if you inhale someone, they can actually only barrage you. If they barrage you first, you can of course counter whip a barrage.
Yeah.
And
Never barrage. Okay, tip for all of our, if there are any new players joining us today, or tomorrow, whenever this gets uploaded. Tip for combat: never be the first person to barrage unless it's going to kill them. Because if so, um, I'm actually gonna make a we're gonna make a video on combat tips later, but this will be in there. But basically, to sum it up, barraging someone first gives them pressure because if you barrage someone first, it's going to be for the end of a combo extender for you to just immediately get back away to back up. Because if you barrage first, then their barrage will last effectively longer than yours, and then they can follow up with a combo. So essentially, if you don't kill them with your barrage, you've given them a free combo, and that's never something you want to do. Because why would you give someone the opportunity to
no damage
kill you?
for you.
Yeah. Crazy Diamond.
Okay, that's also a weird case
Yeah.
because the rage actually lets you.
I'm gonna put it right there.
Yeah, the rage. One of its moves it gets during rages, it can actually put you in a rock, and it
Yeah.
stuns you there for a good amount of time.
Well, you can still actually use moves in the rock now.
Yeah, remember you
Because
can
they
be
can
able
erase,
to
and it also
barrage in
takes a
it.
percent, so it's not broken anymore. But it is very good.
Very viable.
But this is once again 1v1 situation. It does have its new ranged move now, though, which I am quite a fan of using that in combos. It sucks because I like using Crazy Diamond, just gets shat on by another word we're gonna beep out later, and also cut my word after there from the text. Uh, it just gets crapped on by everyone else. Like it gets crapped on by the big boys. All right, the world. I'm gonna make an argument for S tier here. So hear me out. The world. It's just better Star Platinum as it stands because so the world has it does so much damage. So much damage. You can't run from it either. And it has range. And a time stop. The world is very good. And it also does have an again once again high skill cap. When we're talking about skill players, I'd actually put this like hold on. I'd put it right there, if I'm gonna be honest. It is a very good stand. What are your thoughts?
In my opinion, I think the stand itself is just a bit underrated and kind of just not seen as a viable stand. Maybe due to the fact because most people can either just use the time skip out of the road roller,
Yeah,
or they can just run into it and use a counter, and that's probably why people don't really like it.
yeah. But now we're
In
talking
my
about good people, so they're gonna keep track because like the main reason everyone in YBA is kind of bad is they spam all their abilities at once, and then they're just left out in the open. You know, like King Crimson users or King Crimson Requiem users, bad as we're talking bad King Crimson Requiem users, they're gonna spam all their abilities and time skip. Okay, your abilities are on like 20-second cooldowns each. What do you do when you get out of time skip? Do you hit them? Are you gonna hit them? Is that what you're gonna do? If you're fighting any of the other meta stands, they're gonna have a tool to help them get pressure on you, and you just burnt all your pressure, and it's not gonna be up for another half a minute. See what I mean?
Yeah,
Like a
I can
good
see
world
that.
user is gonna keep track of. Okay, he uses time skip. That's down for 10 seconds, right? He uses epitaph a while ago. I have a free shot on him right now that I can use him to force his dash, so he can't dash out of my next attack. See, like a lot of the times, it's not the ability that's the threat, it's the threat of the ability that's the threat. Yeah. Silver
Yeah.
Chariot. Are we good with S tier first? Because
Hmm.
Silver S. Sorry for the world. Because I wanna. We good with that for the world? Are we
Hmm.
good with that position
I'd say A.
for what Silver Chariot or the world?
Yeah, I'd say A for Silver Chariot because you can do a lot of chain combos and you have a range move that can stun people for decent for like a small amount of time for a small amount of time. My bad. It
I'm
like
gonna
opens a window
I'm
for
gonna
you to
put
do
it
more
there
combos.
because it doesn't do a lot of damage,
They do.
but it also does. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it also does. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm putting it down there. And its cooldowns are also relatively low, and its attack speed with the armor off is actually very good.
Well, it plays some good defense too. That's why I also say it's good.
Yeah, it does.
Has a good AOE move.
Killer Queen. All right, I'm not a fan of the Killer Queen rework because it makes it less fast, and with Killer Queen is all about speed. Speed is what you need, and also making people, bro, let me pull my stand out. I don't wanna abuse all these jokes, but you know, we're making a video about Roblox, so uh, I'd say this is like B tier, like low of the mid A tier. What would you say?
Killer Queen
Yeah, normal Killer Queen,
probably probably mid B tier,
mid B tier.
but
Yeah, cause
yeah,
I'll put it above. I could see it being the cap of the B tier, cause we're talking about people with skill, and Killer Queen is another. I'm gonna get crucified for this. One of the highest skill caps in the game.
it's not a
I
stand you're
think it's
really supposed to aggro with. It's
it isn't,
like
but it is. You know.
yeah, I can see how you would say that.
Like aggro,
But
like it's kind of like how there it's not supposed to be, it's not meant to be, but it absolutely can be played
not
that
supposed
way.
to be like a star platinum. I just say it's really good for defending yourself and using bombs keep to keep the high ground.
And if you
Because
want
in
to,
my opinion, it has some low cooldowns too.
yeah, no, it's well, that's stating a fact is
Unless
not
that's
an opinion. In my opinion, it has some low cooldowns, right? It's got some of the lowest cooldowns in the game, I'm pretty sure. Cause check it out, right?
pretty good. Let me see it.
Bomb, right? Oh, it. I thought it told us cooldowns. What? Okay. Okay. One thing, I'm
As
not a big fan of this detonate bomb menu because you used to be able to do it fast, but now you gotta like do all this stuff. I'm not sure because I haven't used Killer Queen since this update happened, but I'm not sure if you can like click it fast because if you can just like flick to the side and then or just hit a hotkey, right? For like each of those,
there
it's
is a
actually
hotkey option now. I'm pretty sure. Like you just have to press the button
oh, so
you
you
use
can
the
just
bomb
push
with.
Y. So you can, if you want to detonate your bomb fast, you can push Y2 and then it does it instantly, right?
So it depends on what you have it set to. If you have the move set to like T, you just have to press T again when you use it to detonate it.
Oh, okay, that's actually not so bad now. I'm actually
Yeah.
all right,
So it got set to that. So it's
all right,
faster, more convenient.
all right. Now all the Eclipse fanboys are about to murder me, but I'm putting Killer Queen Requiem in S, and I'm putting it above the
Yes,
world.
that is S.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
not
So here's the deal, right? I actually might put this above Love Train. I think okay, because we're talking about right 1v1s, people with skill, strongest stand in the game. Now here's why. Just hands down. Because, first of all, you've got, let's count them, right? One explosion move, your first bomb. Two explosion moves, sheer heart attack. Three, your coins. Four, your bubble. Five, bites the dust. Five stand ragdolls, one of which heals you and does like 80 base, 72 base damage. Now, bites the dust is actually, in terms of Requiem moves, not the greatest, but it's still a good move. Um,
very viable.
it it's still a decent move because it can either be used as a heal and if they leave it or a damage source. It's whatever you need it to be. So here's the thing: you've got four ragdolls. You've got free instant pressure with sheer heart attack. You've got the destructive power upgrades, so you can go toe to toe in. You won't not toe to toe, but you can at least be relevant in fights with high power stands, right? Because I'm pretty sure you have extra destructive power. Or at least some destructive power upgrades in here. Yeah, you have some destructive power upgrades because 1.2. You also, and a good Killer Queen user is the worst experience one can ever wish on another person. Because you're not going to be able to take your stand out in the first place. But that's not just because they're running and spamming bombs and they are getting punished. It's because they're just beating you to death. They are getting in your face and they are slapping the crap out of you. And that's why it's so good. Because if you're good with Killer Queen Requiem, it doesn't matter what they do. You're gonna kill them all. And that's why it's my favorite stand in the game. I need to go get
Like
Killer Queen
little to
Requiem
no
actually.
counterplay against it. If you do it right.
Yeah. Now a good person, when they're gonna see a Killer from Requiem, they're gonna have to kite it out. Now that's its only weakness, kiting it out. But how does it deal with kiting it out? Sheer heart attack gets it free pressure to set up for a fight with a stand that's trying to kite it out. If a stand goes in, like let's say the world, right? Another one that's high up here, right? You're going in with your combo. Here's what Killer Queen does, right? You start with your your kicks. Good Killer Queen. Parry the last hit, plant a bomb on you, and then they R you, right? Then they back up. Pose for like 2 ticks. As soon as you get back up and are going near them or throwing knives, they detonate that bomb and then they dodge your knives, right? So now you've just healed yourself and done a chunk of damage. Here's what happens next. World goes in, tries to use a click combo, right? Killer Queen blocks it, or just counters it with a bubble bomb. Killer Queen, it has utility for every situation you need, right? It is the most adaptable stand. So paired with a good user, that's why it's the strongest. It's because of its adaptive force. All right, world over heaven.
Okay, we all know that.
A or S. I could make it. One can. I would be open to an argument that says the world is better than the world over heaven, but I'm just putting it there for now. Made in heaven. Another one. High S tier. But everyone's gonna be like, oh well, it does no damage. You need spec. Okay, listen up. People who say that, you're complaining about the wrong thing with Made in Heaven. Made in Heaven has it's the my only complaint with it is just its inconsistency because of lag. And that's not its own issue. That's just the servers, and it's hard to do anything about that. So, Made in Heaven, it's got a near infinite combo because here's the thing. Now, a good person can obviously perfect block it, parry it, blah blah blah. But a good Made in Heaven is gonna not let you have that opportunity because you're just gonna be getting slapped from all angles, literally and metaphorically. I'm gonna put it. I think it goes right there, in my opinion. All right. Yes, bro, let me pull my stand out. I refuse to accept for the near future in the next 5 minutes that is going to be called anything else. All right, where would we put bro, let me pull my stand out?
S right now.
All right, what's your
Wait,
argument?
no, high A, high A, high A.
High A? Yeah,
I only say that because
I'd
if it
put it
has a
like,
spike, it's gonna be S, like S.
I put it like right there.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah. I don't use bro, let me pull my stand out, and I
because
never
I
see him.
used it a few times, and it's enough to wipe a server if you use it right.
Yeah. White Snake.
Honestly, the gun has a thing where if you shoot someone with it, they go up, so not all your shots get in all the time. So
Yeah.
that's a factor, and that's why some would say it's like an B to
Now here's
S
the
tier,
thing.
but I'd say at max probably A. But it depends.
Whitesnake exists as a counter to like big Ooga Booga stands. I'd put it like there. Well, because we're talking about a Whitesnake with skill. Because all of his abilities can be normally blocked. I put it like right next to Cream. Because now the thing is, I've never actually fought a good Whitesnake. I've only had to speculate. Because I never see Whitesnake users. The ones I see are just trying to do heaven and they don't bother learning the stand. So that's my problem. And
Yeah,
I
true.
can't I'm apologizing to all those Whitesnake mains out there. I know you exist, but I just can't gauge this one accurately. Cause I think it'd be like in the same area as like Silver Chariot, if I'm gonna be honest. But I just can't tell.
Yeah, I could see it with Silver Chariot.
I Cause if Killer Queen is our capstone, there's no way it's beating Killer. Like it's weird. You know what, I'm gonna here. I'm moving Killer Queen up. I'm putting it right behind King Crim. I'm putting it right in between King Crimson and not here. I'm putting it there. And then I'm moving White Snake up to B. That's what I'm doing. Alright, Star Platinum the world. The one stand that you either think is OP or the worst stand in the game and no other options. Where are we putting him? I'd say
Hmm.
like a good person. Now we're talking about good stand users, right? In a 1v1, right? I'd say he's going up there with Tuskinger, like in this general area, like right there maybe.
Yeah, it
Actually, no,
gets most of the
I
damage
think he's
from
in
the
between.
beatdown and the time stop.
I say he's in between these two.
I think, yeah, to be honest, I think it's competitively bad, but the kid is still pretty powerful.
Yeah, because it also gives you a free because it's bad because it gives you a free indicator of when to perfect block for most of its abilities. Like here,
Yeah, like Platinum Slam can be easily parried, and Skull Crusher will can be easily
okay,
parried.
Platinum Slam is laggy most of the time. That's my issue with it, but it can be parried pretty easily. You just look right here. It goes when his arm reaches here, boom, parry. You're blocked. Skull Crusher, Skull Crusher. When the screen goes blue, parry, boom, easy.
Yep.
But Star Platinum the world Noob Crusher, 100% Noob Crusher. Also with Hamon is extremely good because of that
The
damage is so spicy.
true,
I
true.
could rant all day about the Hamon meta, but we gotta wrap this video up. All right, Sea Moon D tier. Moving on, the world over. Okay, nice seeing you. Okay, so Sea Moon
Hmm.
without a spec against a
By
person,
itself,
it's pretty bad. It's going like right. It's going like right there. Oh my god, stop lagging.
I mean, its gravitational abilities are pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, but what's that gonna do? 12 damage. All of his moves
Plus, you
gonna be
can.
all of his moves gonna be blocked or parried easily. You need if with Hamon it would be like ARS 100%. Cause with Hamon you do the spicy combos and your things do damage, but without it it's just like sad.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I have seen some good sea moons out there. Like I'm not ignoring you. I've seen those good sea moons, and they are something to be feared. But if the good sea moon is against another good player, like those good sea moons, they're just gonna get clapped. Because a lot of the good sea moons just have to use Hamon to do anything. Okay, World Alternate Universe, I'd make an argument for S. It's pretty good. S or
Yeah,
B.
S. It's pretty broken.
I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna separate them with Silverchair Requiem. All right, well, let's take a look at it. What do we think? Well, I think one thing at least, and that's probably I'm gonna get attacked for about 80% of this. If I had to agree. I'm also probably gonna be called a noob and trash like 8 times in the comments. And there's gonna be that one guy that writes an essay paragraph about why I'm wrong, but why he respects my opinion. Probably. And then it's just gonna be people saying you suck or something. I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen.